In this video, we're going to find the area of 3 polygons, and this will be the first of 2 videos. The next video will concentrate on trapezoids, and if you're just given numbers and what the polygon is. And so as we look at these 3 polygons, this first one on the left, we are given as a rectangle. Okay, we're just taking a look at what it looks like, and then it has one right angle, so that forces all the rest. And so what I would like to see as far as from myself, and as you get better at it, you won't need to do it as often, is I am going to immediately identify it as a rectangle, and I'm going to write down the area of a rectangle. And the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. And every time I do this, I'm going to write it down until I have it down. Many of instructors want you to memorize all of these. And so the more you write it down, the more you'll remember it. And in fact, you'll kind of develop this muscle memory on it. And so I'm just going to substitute my values in. And so the area of my rectangle is equal to 6 times 4. And that's 24. And so there's the answer to the first. On to the second one, we have a parallelogram. Okay, now there's normally, in geometry books anyway, there are markings describing this, and the markings might go something like this. I have a single set of arrows on the upper and lower sides. On the left and right sides, I have double arrows. This signifies that the left and right are parallel to each other, and the up and down, or the upper and lower are parallel to each other. So now we have a parallelogram. Okay, so the area of a parallelogram is equal to the base times the height. And so I'm going to identify the base and the height. Now the bases are the same. If they're parallel, they're going to be the same. If both pairs of sides are parallel, then the bases are going to be the same. And so this base down here is going to be 10. And the height is 2 as we extend this out. So the base is 10, the height is 2, and that gives me a total of 20. And now you'll notice I don't have any like inches, centimeters, that sort of thing. No, it's because this doesn't matter on what measurement system you're using. They could be miles, they could be inches, they could be kilometers, they could be parsecs for all I care. It doesn't matter. What's going to happen though is whatever your units are, you're going to have that unit squared. And so let's put that down here as well. Because you're multiplying a unit by itself. You don't want to have 2 different measurements. You always want to have the same measurement for both. So you're going to want to be careful when you're given that. So like for instance, if this were in feet over on the third one, so I have a height of 3 feet, I have a base of 7.5 feet. I could say 7 feet 6 inches. Okay, when I multiply those together, it's not going to be feet squared inches. That doesn't make any sense. And so what you want to do is get it all into one measurement. And so I'm going to call this feet. And feet. So it's 3 feet and 7.5 feet. And this is a triangle, and so the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. And so that's going to give me 3, or 1/2, the other 1/2, the kind with the 2. There we go. 1/2 times the base, which is 7.5, times the height, which is 3. And so now I probably want to go ahead and put these into fractions or something to just make it a little easier on myself. So I have 1/2 of 7.5 times 3, or it's 1/2 times 15 halves, and then you can leave the 3 alone. That's fine. This is going to be 3 over 1. We multiply fractions, you multiply straight across. So this is going to give me 45 over 2, or I'm sorry, over 4, which is going to be 40 or 11, and then I have 1 left over, so it's 11.25. This is going to be feet squared, or square feet. And that's how you find the area of polygons.